this without crying. Therefore, it is with great honor to present to you the greatest of all time.
I'm trying my best not to shit. Good evening, everyone. My name is Quinlan Judy, aka one of the OGs, aka the GOAT. My senior quote refers to a book I read called Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance, in which I stated your passion determines your grit and your grit determines your success. Working well in anything has nothing to do with how smart you are or how talented you are. It all deals with how gritty you are. So an achievement like becoming the class valedictorian isn't impossible to anyone who has the real drive for it. I can't go on without recognizing my family. Thanks, Mom, for supporting me every day in what I love doing. If it wasn't without you, I don't know what my passion would be at this point. Thanks, Dad, for supporting me throughout all this time. I know I have caused you certain problems, but I still appreciate you a lot. Thank you, Shauna, for being there whenever I needed your support. You may have cracked my head open that one time when we were kids, but I'm smart now. Even though that incident may have caused my common sense to come and go as it pleases. Thanks, Rob, for helping me out as well with personal changes. You're not technically my family member, but you may as well be. I would also like to give a special thanks to all the Eagle Academy teachers I have become close to over the years. Thank you, Ms. Brown, for being here and for being more open to my class. I would call you our class nickname for you, which is Queen Brown. Yeah. However, my girlfriend is here, so we all know. Thank you, Ms. Laurier and Ms. Whitney, for being positive teachers I can always go to for positive energy or just have a pleasant conversation with. Thank you, Mr. Clark, for helping me become more open as a person in general. Thank you, Ms. Porter, for helping me apply to the University of Rochester. Thank you, Mr. Alphonse, for being one of the real OGs, along with Ms. Givens and Ms. Petty. Thanks, Ms. Hall, for becoming really close with me over the years. Thanks, Ms. Sewell, for your careful guidance, and thank you everyone else for helping me out in some way or form. Thank you to my girlfriend, Zima, for always keeping me in check for the most part. She is someone who also put the finishing touches on my puzzle as to who I truly am. Thank you to Anna, my shoe squash mentor, for helping me grow out of my communication barriers. She taught me that I can influence others through small contributions. Believe it or not, she actually helped me contribute to Eagle Academy more because of her actions. Thank you, Kingsley, who is my brother in heart, for showing me how to carry myself on and off the court. I just wanted to give a special thanks to the both of you for what you guys have done in my life. So, after 6 long, crazy, but fun years, we're here. And as I look into the audience, it is a bittersweet moment. It is bitter because this is the last time that we will all be together as Eagle Academy students. The fun we had, the jokes we've told, the triumphs we've had, the defeats we've experienced, and the conversations we've had. The screams of frustration we've projected, and the building of something new that we've all contributed to comes to an end. It is sweet because we can all taste the freedom of possibility. We are free to go into the world to chart our own paths and be the leaders of our own destinies. I started off this school year anxious about what the year would bring. I toured colleges, had been exposed to many of them because of squash. I thought about many different majors at many institutions. I needed to attend a college with great academics and a great squash team. Then of course, I stressed over how to pay for school. I set my sights on the University of Rochester for the reasons above. I was nervous about applying. Additionally, the application process was grueling. What if they didn't accept me? After talking to my squash mentors and the staff members at Eagle, I realized that I had nothing to fear. I had the grades, the extracurricular activities, the admission support for being recruited, and the requirements to apply, so I did just that. I applied confidence. At Eagle, I met my first love. Don't worry, it wasn't any of the classmates. Why do you still my homeboy? My first love is squash. It's hysterical I was even introduced to squash because when I first heard of the program, I told my mom it sounded dumb. She told me to try it or don't come home. I just wanted to go home to play video games, but I ended up falling in love with the sport I would have never been introduced to at another school. I guess this is where I can say mother always knows best. Because without her forcing me to try this sport out, I wouldn't have found such passion in my life to pursue. Thanks, Mom, Mr. Owens, for introducing me to street squash. Thanks to my teammates and my closest Eagle brothers, Roger, Manny, Aaron, and Johnny. Thanks to the mentors at street squash, like Joshua, Taisha, Charmaine, and Edgardo, for developing my love for the game. For the past 5 consecutive years, I have been the #1 player on the team. I've practiced for countless hours. I've traveled across state lines to defeat opposing players with better resources. And I am proud to say that we as a program ended the year off strong this past weekend when it came to the biggest national tournament, Urban Individuals Nationals. We made some great memories this past weekend, and I'm sure we will never forget them. Now, I also applied leadership. In my early high school days, Brother Abdullah candidly confronted me about being self-centered and only doing things that benefited myself. I was taken aback, and I felt insulted, but he was right to a certain extent. However, I spoke with Ms. Kennard. She was the first adult at Eagle Academy that opened up to me. She saw me differently than anyone else, and she helped me break down the walls of my selfishness. I put in an effort to change so that I may become a better Eagle brother and a better person overall. Thanks to Ms. Kennard, Brother Abdullah, Mr. King, and Mr. Morant, that I have become more cognizant of my own image. These individuals know who I truly am now. But it took some time for me to get over my communication barriers. But it led me to building a solid relationship with Principal Morant. Effort. I full-heartedly discovered that there was a sort of science behind academic achievement. Do the reading, do the problems, answer the questions, write on the paper, rinse, repeat. I had been on autopilot until I became a student in Mrs. Rodriguez Johnson's class. I figured that because 2 out of 3 of her classes were elective, that they'd be a breeze. Little did I know that I was taking an AP course without the AP credits. So I'd hand her my papers, and she'd look at them disapprovingly and hand them back. I struggled with her class to become a college-ready writer. Her classes were the biggest obstacles I ever faced in high school academically. At first, she got on my nerves, Instead of getting angry with her, I decided to pester her. I self-reflected on my own writing and constantly asked for feedback on everything I wrote for her class. I sent text messages, emails, and even waited after school to get one-on-one help. She's a tough grader, but I eventually got an A. She really made us work for days to get ready for the real world. So I thank you, Ms. Rodriguez, for giving us that hard push to improve as writers. I really appreciate you, Ms. Rodriguez, for never giving up on us. Academic excellence. I'm here today on stage as valedictorian, predominantly for my GPA. Most people believe that I was born smart. Very rarely are people ever born smart. I learned that smart is not something you are, it's something you become. People see my 4.2 GPA, but they don't know the setbacks, the disappointments, the sleepless nights, the sacrifice, and the grit that went into each and every one of them to earn them. Resilience. I know we all roll our eyes and quite cynical when we hear our teachers, deans, and administrators ask us to be Eagle clear. But gentlemen, being Eagle clear is what helped me achieve my goals. Think about it. Being confident, showing leadership, putting in effort, achieving academic excellence, and having the resilience will help us all be successful in life. Act against us. Incarceration rates disproportionately impact men of color. 1 in 15 African American men and 1 in 36 Hispanic men are currently incarcerated. Over 37% of black males are unemployed and living under the national poverty line. 1 in 3 black men can expect to go to prison in their lifetime. Gentlemen, take CLEAR with you throughout your life's journey, and you will all be statistic defiers. I was told before I came to Eagle Academy for young men of Newark that I would end up as another statistic. Dead, in jail, or just floating aimlessly throughout life. Big thanks to Eagle for ensuring that was a lie. I am the first valedictorian of Eagle Academy for Young Men of Newark, class of 2019, with a GPA of 4.2. I am a decorated squash player. I am a matriculating freshman at University of Rochester and an Eagle Academy for Young Men of Newark alumni. I just don't defy the odds. I break statistics. Sorry.